You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Tedesco Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi. Welcome to the Stuart Tedesco Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Melyssa, and I like Carrie.
And I'm Carrie, and I like Melyssa.
I'm Dave. I like beer.
Yeah, and we like you too, Dave.
And we like Dave.
And beer. We also like beer. And
Don't
wine.
feel
And I like
obligated.
wine.
It's totally
I know.
fine. I have my beer.
Felt totally obligated, but
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
Go.
starting it on a happy note because I wrote something happy this morning on the Facebook, and I don't know if anybody saw it. I wrote that there's so much. I know we're going to talk about it, but I just wanted to say this really quick. I know there's a lot of shit going on in the world that's really, really upsetting. Really upsetting. If there was anything I learned from 2016 to 2020, that wallowing on every single fucked up shit that happens is not going to help anything. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help anybody, really. I feel like shit's going to happen and stuff's going to happen. But I mean, don't stop paying attention, but also don't wallow in it. So know what's happening, but don't wallow, if you know what I mean.
yep.
And I like, really importantly, I'm like, it's so important to find joy, like in whatever little way. Like, we're doing a podcast, we're hanging out, all three of us are hanging out together, having some adult beverages and chatting and talking and having a good time. Like, this is joy. This is find your fucking joy. Take care of each other, take care of yourself, and take care of other people. Take care of your neighbors. And they don't, the really shitty ass people out there don't want us to be happy. They want us to be miserable. They want this. That is what they want. But being joyous, being happy in spite of all of that, pisses them off.
I literally.
So being joy is rebellion. Joy is resistance. Joy is just fucking joy.
At some point
Have it
down the road,
Find it.
we are speaking of those people. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about them because I started this book, The Persuaders, today.
Oh.
And while I was doing quality control for Regents exams.
Control for Regents exams.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
my
what
like you do.
goodness.
That's why I thought we were going to start late, because I was like out in Newark, local reference, sorry, and I thought we were finishing at 3, and we finished at like 11.
So we're like, hey, we can start earlier.
We can start, yeah. So that's why.
That's cool.
But this book, The Persuaders, I have started, which I heard about on a podcast, and the only copies I could find were like for like college or something, and they were like $40, $45. I'm like, no, I don't want it that bad. And then I found it on eBay for like $5.
Yeah.
It took me like a year, but I found it, and so I got it, and it's been sitting here waiting in the queue. And so today, when I had downtime in this thing I did today, I started it, and we'll be definitely talking about this book.
Okay.
I'm just done with the prologue. I'm not even on chapter 1 yet, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna.
You think it's kind of like in that realm of like of
Well, the prologue talks about like in the crap. I can't remember which election it was, but where it was big about Russian bots and Russians interfering in our elections via social media. And it's some of what we know is true, but we don't really know everything. They've done studies now. And, but anyway, we'll get to it, because then the part now I'm about to start is like people who are combating that. And that's where I'm. So I'm reading this book to also help me with campaign stuff. For those who don't know, running for city council. And when I mentioned it to my media consultant person, she was like, oh my God, that's right. Yes, that book is on my list too. I was like, well, I'm starting it soon. So she knew of it as well. So anyway, that thing you were saying about these people that are just trying to bring you down, man. I got reading material on that shit.
I know we can't. It's like it's like you're letting them. they're going to win already in many ways already, but they can't take away they can't take your joy away. They can't take yourself away. You can love yourself. You can love somebody else. You can love other people.
Well, I don't need them. I don't really experience much joy anymore. But the thing.
Sorry, that's not funny, but
I've accepted.
Well, where I work has been really. I work at a adolescent psychiatric center for obviously teenage kids, and a lot of the kids that I have. Well, we've got a couple of transgender kids right now, and it's rough for them right now.
Oh yeah,
their family. It's been a rough week.
I'm nervous for them. Yeah,
it's been a rough week.
Yeah.
We've had a conversation because usually when we go around and we introduce, one of the first things that we talk about is introduce your name and your preferred pronouns. Like we had to have our conversation today about do we have to seriously stop doing that? Because are we going to have a patient whose parent is going to have an issue with that? And are they going to have, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't but it was, I can't believe that actually was something that another person in our unit brought up. Oh man, I don't want to have to talk about this right now.
Well, it's not bad to be prepared. I mean, especially in knowing, because then especially if you know that everyone's on the same page. That's all for any workplace about anything.
I know, but I just loved that we were talking about these things, and I loved that the fact that the kids felt included finally. Because the kids come to our place because they felt not included, and I don't know. I like the generation that we have, and the fact that they use different pronouns. I just like how they.
I like that we're talking about
it.
Yeah, yeah,
and that was the whole point of it. And why we are probably where we are is because it freaked out so many people. But I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know.
They're not really freaked out. They're just being told they're supposed to be freaked out.
Well, okay. So let me give you an example. Even before the election,
it does make sense, though.
Over the past year, so I have been doing. And we've talked about this on the show. It's a weekly. I'm there. Right now, I'm at 75% of the time. I'd say 3/4 of the time. That's about to go down a little bit with this campaign. But almost every week, I'm at that protest. It's pro-Palestine, stop genocide kind of thing.
Yep.
And it's horrible shit. When you see the stuff, I know they don't show it on the mainstream media, but, I know y'all a little bit, but I would sit watching international stuff and individual reporters that are actually embedded. I hate that word. That are actually in the places where this shit's happening, and so I just see horrific stuff. And everyone who goes to this thing you can tell we're all affected by it, but we use the camaraderie and the fact that we have something in common, that we're doing this on a regular basis, I think sustains us. So that even though some folks might do things to avoid to not think about it, you can also do things to deal with it. But if you do it in a group, it helps. It builds you up and makes you feel relatively better about it. It makes it relatively tolerable is not the word.
Well, just like finding it's the whole thing of like finding people who are like minded, and so you feel like you're with these like minded people, camaraderie, and you're it just makes you're like, oh, okay, it's not just me. Oh no, we got this person. I'll
take that word
it's
for now.
Inclusive.
There's another word,
inclusive.
and I just don't know where I'm going with it. I can't think of the word.
Inclusive?
No, you know what's going to happen? We're gonna in about half an hour we're going to be talking about something else, and I'm going to remember the word, and I'm just going to randomly say it, and you'll know that's what I was referring to. Okay. Just telling it. So if you want to fast forward to this just to find the word, I wouldn't do that, but because Lord knows it might happen after the show when I've had enough beer.
Yeah, it depends on the beer. Depends on the beer.
That. Just wait. It'll come maybe.
If you wait, it'll come.
That's what she said. In beard. That's what she said. That was good.
I made an executive decision while we were just talking.
Yeah,
what's that?
This week, in between shows, I'm gonna go and. This isn't even important to anybody but me. I am going to go and find an old version of the software we use, and I'm going to go back in time. I'm going to use old software.
Wow.
I do not like the new and
we're not done.
Quote improved. No, I'm not doing it.
We're not doing this anymore.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah,
we're done.
Nobody asked me for the new and improved. I just turned on my computer, and there it was, and I was not happy.
So, I hate that.
Yeah. So I've been trying.
So they didn't even give the option to download. It was just uploaded, and that was it.
It was not some automatic update. I don't know how that happened because it's never done that before. So,
Yeah, I don't have updates as automatic on my phone just because there was one time there was like this weird update and people were like really complaining about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait until they do an update of that update.
I never get anything new. I'm not that person because I know it's going to suck. I know there's going to be bugs. I will literally wait. Look, my life's fine right now, relatively, technology-wise. I'll get the update after all the shit's they've really fixed the shit.
Exactly. That's what I
Wait
do.
for the reviews. Then you decide.
So I'm just waiting one more year, then I'm going to VHS. One more year. I think the technology will be there.
Goodness.
I'll be ready.
Good luck finding. You're
still on beta?
Greenovation.
Oh, that's true. Greenovation
That's
probably
right.
does.
Greenovation.
Find a beta though.
There actually might be like literally, you can count on one hand. There might be a few tapes.
Really?
Not.
We
like,
had beta.
like recordable.
Yeah.
I don't mean like pre-recorded movies. I mean somebody found some old recorded beta tapes in a shoebox and went, I hope there's no child porn on there.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
That happened.
Imagine.
No, not Greenovation. This was years ago. So no. Hillside.
Oh no.
Let me finish.
okay.
So you don't. You're assuming a bunch of shit. So when I was working in the deaf program, right?
Well, you said Hillside, where the
I
children
know
are.
we're children, but it wasn't Hillside Kids. Just I'm gonna tell you the story. So in the communication department, which was about because there was a deaf program, and that's where I worked, where I learned my sign. And the communication department was like 2 or 3 people. It varied on how many people worked in this department. They worked with kids on their signing and ability to communicate, and they also worked with, sometimes they didn't work with me, but they worked with staff, especially the hearing staff at times, and they would work with other people in the agency who had to work with our kids who couldn't sign, like hearing people. And they would record people, like their signing, so you could see it back, so you can see how you're signing. And they needed video. They just needed blank VHS tapes so they could record people. And I guess they put a call out or something and just, hey, you got any old tapes you're not using? We're going to record over them. So they threw them in a cabinet. They just, when they needed one, they would pull one out. And so nobody knew how long this donated tape, I don't know how many there were. I don't remember. This was like 20-something years ago. Nobody knew where the tapes came from, where they came from, because they were just randomly things thrown in a cabinet. And somehow they went to check to make sure it wasn't anything they didn't want recorded over, and there was fucking child porn on it.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was like a. Not everybody, very few people knew about it because I was like
That's so sad.
I think I was co-running the cottage at the time, so I got to hear about it. I don't think we told staff or anything, or the kids definitely didn't know. But it was nobody from the agency. It was none of our kids. It was just somebody from somewhere donated these tapes,
because they probably just found them. They probably just found them randomly wherever they were.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know.
Like, oh, yeah,
we have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that didn't mean to get there.
Wow. Okay, what was that all about?
I have no idea.
Beta.
I'm going VHS. I'm going to beta. Greenovation. Okay, there we go. Technology. All right.
That was quite a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have ADHD at all.
Nope.
Just leave me alone.
Like, tell me that wasn't an ADHD thing. Like going backwards. Then we did this, and then we did. Okay.
Yeah, but that actually had a flow. ADHD doesn't have a flow.
Yeah, it went from.
It does.
Not always.
Oh no!
Look at that bird.
No, there's always a flow. It's just
Not
like
for
a weird
me.
flow. It's a weird flow, but there's. I feel like. Well, for me, it's always a flow that goes from one thing to another.
Linoleum.
Huh?
Linoleum.
Linoleum?
Yeah.
Is that the word you were looking for?
No.
I don't
You
think
belong
that's
to
the word for
linoleum?
No, that old bad joke.
Oh, I don't know that joke.
Okay.
I guess it's
But
really
linoleum's
bad, so
bad.
I wouldn't know.
And it's old.
Yeah. Going downstairs in my kitchen.
And it's hard to say.
So, do you want to talk about bread?
Yeah.
Bread? I'm sorry. Oh, your job. I'm sorry. I was thinking the band. I'm like, what?
Why do we want to talk about the
Wow.
band?
Isn't there
No.
a band, bread?
Yeah, there was.
I don't know
Would you
why I
mind
went
grabbing
there.
me
I don't
a
know.
beer, my friend?
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind grabbing me a
Yeah,
beer,
go
that'd
ahead.
be great.
Let's
Okay.
start talking about
You're the
bread
best.
now.
Okay, so as I mentioned last week, I do have a new job, and it's at Jen's Artisan. It's just called Jen's Artisan, but it is a bakery. They make everything's made with sourdough. Love it there. Still love it. And apparently I'm getting the hang of things pretty quickly. I've worked 2 days this week while the store was open, while the bakery was open, and both times I was at the front end mostly by myself. So I had to do most of the things by myself. And I don't know, I'm picking it up. You know, I don't know. I guess I've worked in retail enough. I haven't worked in this type of retail, well, I guess ever. I've never worked in a bakery or any place that sells like pastry. Oh wait, I did work at Brugger's for a short time, but still wasn't the same thing.
But what I mean, like, what are you doing that would be that much different? I mean, if it's the retail part, I mean, you're taking stuff and you're ringing it up and you're...
Correct. Well, it's just like learning the ins and outs of, well, since I've never worked in a bakery, like there's a bunch of things I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. First of all, I know basically fuck all about bread. So everything that I'm learning is all new to me.
Oh, sure. I understand that part. I know. But like, and that entails your job because you don't make the bread. So
right. But there's just like all these there's a lot of steps involved with getting things ready and everything, just like any other business. And their steps are there's a lot of them. And I realize that the way it's set up is just not great for my brain. So I've been trying while I've been there, in the short time I've been there, I've been trying to think of like some other way that I could...
part.
No, it's actually more the prep part. The retail part, like yeah, like getting so we have to so you wrap the bread in like brown wrap, you know, like regular bread wrap. So we cut all that the day before, and we'd stamp it or sticker it. Depending
so that's not the
like,
actual retail stuff. You're doing like bready stuff.
Well, that's just like wrapping up the breads and stuff. That's what goes out to the customers. But you have to tear those breads. They all have a different size. We have like it set up so you see what we're doing bread wise anyway, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I just realized that the way they have it set up is not necessarily the way it's going to work with my brain. So I've been trying to figure out in my head like what way I could set it up, like write it down to make it make more sense for me. So, yeah, so while I've been wrapping things and doing stuff, because there's a lot of busy work involved. So it's not only talking to people about bread and pastries and the different local products we sell and just, you know, whatever, talking local gossip and things.
So you got a lot of stuff going on at the same time, so your brain's in so many different directions. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. But once you do get it down pat, you'll be fine.
Right. But I got to figure out some way to make it work with the way that my brain compartmentalizes stuff.
Yep.
That's the word I'm looking for. The way that my brain, like, I like the fact, like, she has this whole, Jen has this whole thing set up as steps and everything for, like, here's the things you have to do in the morning, and this type of thing, and this type of thing, which is great. I fucking love that. And I told her right from the start how much I liked it. But I realized that the way I have to set things up as far as prep work, like cutting the bread papers, setting up different there's a lot of stickering and cutting and things of that nature. There's just a bunch of that. Mm-hmm. Writing signs, making label. I don't know. There's a bunch of other things. So those kinds of things, like I need to get myself into a way of doing it quicker.
Okay.
So, and that's actually one of the things I really like to do is I love to figure out the best and quickest and most efficient way to do things.
So you need to get an organizer somehow.
I need to have it organized in a way that's going to work for my brain. Now, will it work for other people's brains? I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
But I already figured out that I can't just work from like 3 sheets and then just keep fiddling with them there. Because then I forget whatever number I was looking at. I'm like, nope, I need 1 sheet to look at. I understand the way they have it set up because it makes sense, but not for me.
So you need your own cheat sheet.
I need my own cheat sheet.
Yep, that's what. See, oh my gosh, our brains must work a lot alike.
Melissa's cheat sheet.
Yep, I need a cheat sheet for work. So
and you'll have your own abbreviations. They'll make sense to just you. You'll probably have your own flow chart. Oh my gosh.
Can I give you some advice?
Yep.
What's that?
Don't make one of your own abbreviations like BBC or something.
No, I wouldn't actually make my own abbreviations because they actually have very specific ones they use all the time. So I would want to use the same abbreviation so I can remember theirs.
I gotcha.
So that's fine. But just the way I set it up for me to be able to count numbers and things like that, because that's the stuff I need to know, like how many of loaves of this bread are we making, how many, and what size is that, what size, how many, is it a 22-inch paper, is it a 15-inch paper? It's like there's all these different inches of paper depending on what you're wrapping. So like I just have to figure out the way that for my brain to make it go quicker, and that's my goal. But apparently, because I was already getting stuff ready for the afternoon person to come in at 2, that Jen was very impressed. She's like, wow, so I'm like, yeah, I'm just prepping the papers for tomorrow. She's like, wow,
you might even come
great.
up with a more efficient way than
I know. I think
she's thought of.
No,
so.
I think that's what she's thinking, because I told her, I said I am really good at being organized. Like the behind the counter and stuff. It could be so much better organized, but they're also moving. They're actually switching. There's a coffee shop next door called Pandemonium, which is also really awesome. Great coffee shop. Highly recommend their coffee. It's really good.
Do you know what I don't like about? I'm sorry. Can I say what I don't like about the coffee shop? And this isn't a bad.
Magnus has some of his artwork up there. I don't know if
it's been a little while since I've been
Magnus
in. So
our friend at Magnus has artwork.
Yeah.
Is it just Pandemonium in there?
Magnus.
Magnus right there. Yeah, I know we all have Magnus. I have Magnus
which
in my
actually
house.
is the back thing, the banner to my new Blue Sky account.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I just joined Blue Sky.
Yeah. Oh, I want to talk about that too.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, what were you gonna say?
That
About Pandemonium.
They have cold brew, which is I tend to have iced coffee. I'm not a hot coffee person.
Right.
And it's like this big. It's like a thimble. I've actually gone and it's like, do you have any like bigger cups? I'll pay more. And they're like, well, no, but can we just not put as much ice in it? And I was like, okay. It was cute, but I was like, you only sell me little. Can I actually have real more coffee, please?
Is it the Joe Bean? I wonder if it's the one that's from the. If it's the one, I think it may be from a can, because they have cold brew in a can from Joe Bean.
I don't know.
It might be that.
No, well, they go into the fridge and they pull out a pitcher, so they make it ahead of time.
Oh, okay,
So
then it's not that. Okay.
No, and so it's just like they only give it to me in this little. I'm like,
Oh, sad face.
that's all. Yeah, it's like what I have 2, and I got a double fist now. What the?
It's like, you know what?
It's
like
a nice place.
You know what? It's like
I'm not
Elaine.
coffee
It's like
person.
Elaine wanting a big salad. Can I just have 2?
I want a big salad.
I want a big salad. We don't have a big salad. Can you just put two
little
salads
together?
onto a big plate?
salad.
Yeah, okay.
That's the big salad.
Oh, okay. Well, so that's kind of
Anyway,
my
but their
situation.
coffee is very delicious.
Yes. No, I'm not.
Agreed
I'm
on
not
that.
dissing the place. I'm just like saying that that's the one thing to say.
Oh, now I want a big salad.
I don't go there that much because
Dang.
unless I want just a thimble of coffee.
Right.
That's why.
Thimble of coffee and a big salad.
That's a specialty restaurant.
Dang.
I know.
No, it's all we have.
That's all we have.
It's
Big coffee.
thimbles of coffee.
Thimbles of
Big
coffee
salad.
Big
and a
salad,
big
sorry.
salad.
So, anyway, they're going to be switching places. They're going to be switching.
Okay.
I believe
That's weird.
Jen owns that building. I think she bought the building.
Oh, I didn't know the building was for sale.
So I believe she bought it, or Angela bought it. I think it's Jen, though. I'm not sure which one. Angela is the owner of Pandemonium. Anyway, so basically the two are going to be switching.
That's so weird.
I actually understand why, just the way
Well,
things
you
are
would
set
know,
up.
'cause
Yeah,
I've been
no,
in-
it makes sense. It does actually make sense.
Because she's looking for more space. Jen.
Right, she needs a bigger oven. Like, we have an oven, instead of having like a tip jar, we have an oven fund. And so people give to the oven fund so we can have a bigger oven. So when we move, I told Jen, I said, look, I can really I'm really great at organizing, like making really good organization stuff behind counters and such. It's one of my specialties.
I think it'd be funny if you don't tell anybody, and then just one day you switch stores and confuse the fuck out of people. I think it'd be because you're not gone to another place. You're just like
right.
next door.
We're just switching.
I
Yeah,
just
that's
think
all.
What
that
do you
would
mean you
be
want
fun.
coffee? This
No,
is a bread place.
Well, it'd be.
I mean, I'm guessing it's going to take more than like a day, but yeah, I'm
whatever.
guessing it'd be
Well,
at
they're
least a
both-
week or two.
Oh, you think that long? Because they're both closed on like Sunday through
Right.
Tuesday or something like
Yeah, Sunday through. No, well,
the coffee place.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You got like 3 days, I think, when you're both closed. I think you could pull it
yeah.
off.
And yeah, the
If you
bread
had a
place
team.
actually is 4 because there were Jen's is
Well, I
open.
know, but I was
yeah,
just- I was trying
but
to
she
think of
is. I think it's probably like this is one of the things they need a bigger oven because she would like to. I think open at least another day, which I think would be great. I think she should. She would do the business.
I just still think it'd be funny.
It would be.
Feel
funny.
free to say, oh, so
It would be funny. It would be really hilarious.
first of all,
yes.
last week's show, in our show notes, we have a link to Jen's Artisan. So you can check it out, right? So even if you don't live in Rochester, you just want to see what the hell we're talking about this bread, you can go ahead and check it out. We have a link to last week's show. And then you said you talked to her about the show. Did she ever mention it?
Oh, I forgot to.
That's okay,
No, I forgot
because
to
then
tell
if
her
she listens to
about it.
this one, maybe she'll go, that's really funny. Let's not tell anybody we're switching.
Well, already people kind of know. Like some of her regulars already know and stuff. Like some people already like. That's how I found out because somebody like one of her regulars knows, and they were chatting about it. I was like, what? What's going on? What
All
girl?
right. Opportunity missed. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
All
It's really
right.
funny. You know what? You know what? If I mentioned it to her though, she would probably agree that is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They should move on April Fool's Day. There you
Oh
go.
my
Oh
god.
my god.
That would be the best. And I hate April Fool's Day, but even I'm in on that one.
Oh, but that would be so
Yes.
funny.
And then you're not moving back.
There you go.
Oh my
really
god!
would.
And then you're not moving back. Yeah, the other space is bigger. So if and just the way it's set up, it's kind of like we both it's like both places kind of share this back space, but really we probably use a lot of it though. So I don't know. It just kind of makes more sense.
Kind of cool. You can make toast to dunk in your coffee.
She should buy
Well,
that.
people come. I mean, it's cool though. People do go to the coffee place and then come next door and buy they're like, oh, we're gonna buy a treat, you know, which
You
is
should
awesome.
Totally
which we love.
buy the. She told her to buy the lamp store next door and just kick them out. It's a fucking lamp store. I mean, I love lamp. Don't get
know.
me wrong.
Love me some lamp.
I guess the guy at the lamp store is a pretty regular customer. I haven't met him
Oh,
yet.
all right.
I mean, maybe he's a really super nice
Okay, well,
guy.
what
Well,
else
then
do
he
you
should
need? You got
switch.
bread,
He
you
doesn't- how
got
much-
coffee.
how
What
much-
else is
How
needed?
many lamps do you need, man?
I don't know, but you know what's cool?
go to the-
I
Need a
will
meat
say,
store. A
I
meat
will
store.
say, you know what? I should actually think because my mom needs a new kitchen lamp. Maybe I should see if they have one over there.
Before we kick them out?
No. If
kidding.
he eats there, if he gets bread there, we won't kick him out. But he can switch then. Switch with him. That's more. There's more room in there.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I believe I believe one of them owns the building. I will confirm that, but I overheard people.
Well, no, I'm
chatting
saying she'd
about
have
it.
to buy that other building too,
Then
and
she'd
then
have to
make
buy the
him
other
switch,
building as well.
and then make him switch. Let him go to the bread thing, and I mean, really, how many fucking lamps do you need in the store?
Anyway, so this was cool. So yesterday yesterday and today
be a salad
we ran
store.
out of focaccia because somebody in the DNC was talking about their favorite places for focaccia, and I mean it's a pretty big field. I feel like we get a lot of
Sourdough
that here.
focaccia.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's got to be amazing.
Oh,
Oh,
my
my
God.
gosh.
Anyway, she rated that as like, I don't know if it's her favorite, but anyway, it was in her top 10 of favorite focaccias. So apparently people saw that in our local news, the Democrat and Chronicle. So people came in and bought focaccia. And yeah, yesterday I came in and there was no focaccia to be had. And when I left today, there was also no focaccia to be had. It was all gone. People came in looking for it. I'm like, I don't have it. But, oh, look, would you love a baguette? Yes,
cheating
I'll take the baguette.
Dang.
They can't go home empty-handed, so they're
Can
like,
you-
I'll take a baguette.
Can you just flatten it?
Flatten
No,
the
because
baguette.
it's not the same kind of dough.
I'm just.
It's not the same. It
It doesn't have the big holes.
I understand.
doesn't have holes. It's
big
really and it's
holes.
squishy. It's a squishy. It's a
understand.
squishy one.
I'm just saying. You could pretend. Close your eyes. And
Close your
pretend.
Has to be the focaccia.
No, that focaccia is that's a very very specific kind of thing. I'm trying a new bread tomorrow. It's called Rife. Rife, I think it's
Ooh, I
called.
haven't heard that one.
Yeah, I think. Anyway, yeah, it's like all the. It's a heritage grain. So there's ancient grains, which of course are like thousands of years old, and then there's something called heritage grains, and those are 50 or more years old. Just found that information out today. So rife
So what do they
is
have more
a-
fiber in them?
Yeah, she said it's actually it is like. While I was asking about it, and so we're like, oh, let's look it up. So she looked it up, and she's
My
so
blood
she
sugar's
told me
going
how
up
much.
just listening to this.
Dude,
No, fiber's better. If it has more fiber, it's better for your
and
blood
the
sugar,
bread
isn't
there,
it?
I mean, I know you
We
can
had
eat
this
tons.
conversation.
Yeah.
Last. I know I am going to do it because
Yeah.
the sourdough supposedly doesn't. And I looked it up. It doesn't mess with your blood sugar as much.
No,
Right.
no, it doesn't. So,
So
I mean,
I'll
get
die a
like
little slower.
or get like something. Or I mean, if you get something that's like a wheat or a whole grain, this is a wheat that I'm going to get the rife tomorrow because we get a free loaf of bread every
There you
week
go.
as an
I just
employee.
got to get over there. That's.
I know,
the
it's
thing.
so
And I
far.
think
I
the gotcha's better because it's
It's
mostly
so far
air.
away,
It's not the
Dave.
far- stop it.
I know. It's literally
Okay,
folks, it's like
if we ever get to me, I'll tell
half,
you how
not
my
even,
week
it's like
is
a
bad.
quarter mile maybe.
I understand, but it's when I can get there. Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I hear you.
I'm a rambling man.
You are a rambling man. Anyway, yeah, I'm still liking my job. I think it's great. I can see where I can be I can actually see where I can be of help there. Like to actually improve perhaps things there. And I feel like I can be heard. I feel like I'm heard, you know?
That's important.
Yeah. Like I feel like It's
important to like your job. That's for sure.
I feel like one of the reasons I just have a sense that one of the reasons I was hired is that she saw that I definitely could bring some good things, some things that I have had in my many years of retail, bring to her place, which I can. And I can see some of it already, like some of my knowledge that I have where I can be helpful, and I'm excited about it. Like I'm excited to help things be better, easier, more mobile. I don't know, all the things, and that makes me happy. That brings me joy.
That's so awesome.
That's the kind of stuff that brings me joy. I like organizing. I like the whole thing of like, ooh, how can I make this better? Ooh, my brain loves that shit.
So you're happy with your new move?
I'm very happy with my new
good.
move. Yep. And I got paid today. I got my
That's
first
awesome.
paycheck.
Even better,
Yeah. I mean,
even
it's only a week paycheck, so it is every 2 weeks.
My job, I want a no expenses paid trip to Newark.
Ooh,
Look at you. That's
big
sexy.
baller over here.
Yeah, it's me.
Right? Is that the right term? I don't even know.
He is.
Just sounded
he is
good,
baller.
right? I don't know. No,
Anyway,
I don't like my job.
Y'all
so.
should go. Y'all should go to your. So, and this is the other thing I was going to say about it. I
Most people
love.
don't.
I mean, I do. I love what I do
Right.
for my job. I just don't really like. I love some of the people I work with. I don't like some of the people I
Well,
work
there's
with.
always like the job.
But I love the
and
kids
then
I
there's
work
the
with.
shit that comes with the job.
There you go.
Right.
I like what I do for a job. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. Some days are
Yeah.
good, some days are bad, but
So the other one last thing I wanted to say really quick. Sorry. So the other thing I wanted to say is talking about like one of the things that Jen and I talked about in the interview was like our love of community, both of our love of community. Clearly, I mean, I'm here and y'all
Was
know.
your
it.
interview like mine?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway,
You'll get it in a minute.
okay. So, obviously that is
I
a main.
got it.
That's a main. No, I still haven't got it yet.
Okay, that's all right.
Okay. Excuse me. So, and then it's just cool. Like this is like a little like foodie bread community. Like these are people that are really passionate about local foods, about because we sell a lot of other local products and such, and high quality ingredients. Things that are organic, things that are natural, all natural, like all of that kind of stuff. Like there's like this community of that, and we're in a neighborhood, so there's like people who walk over and stuff, and like it's just kind of cool. And I just feel like, God, if more people just did that, like whatever neighborhood you're in or whatever, you hang out at your local bakery, your local butcher shop, your local.
But you have to have
I don't
them.
know, yeah. But I feel like not, and they're not everywhere. And you're right, because that's what sucks. But the places
you need
that they're
more
there,
of them, and you got to support
yeah.
them if you have them.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's
But
a
if they're there,
catch-22.
say I guess
Right.
yeah. Say if they're there, if you were fortunate to have a local bakery or a local coffee shop, local.
So sorry, local reference.
Local
like how
stuff.
many of those things are like over in 19th Ward? On the
I
west
don't know.
Not to the best of my knowledge, not very many. And that's
there's
kind of
corner stores and stuff.
Right.
Those are local.
well,
But I mean,
I mean, they serve food. Some of the
know.
best
'Cause-
food, man.
Because like the local
You
corner
can't
store,
anything better than a steak sub from a corner store, man.
But you can't live on steak subs.
I know.
You won't live on.
However, I don't know if they do it anymore, but you could get fresh vegetables at the corner store. It's been a year.
You
It's
can't
been a
get,
couple
I don't,
years.
you
No,
can't,
I don't
not
know
our
if you
local,
can.
not our
Not that
corner
much.
store, not our corner
I'm,
store.
Well, I'm
I'm
just
talking
glad-
over Genesee Park Boulevard area.
I'm glad you're
Highlight, I
doing
don't
this
know.
and you're excited about it. And it's about like something like bread. Because if you came and said, "Hey, I'm working at a store that sells kiwi," and all you want to do is talk about kiwi every week, I would be really annoyed.
I know bread is fascinating though.
Well, whatever.
There's so much.
I mean, it
involved
could
in
be
it.
any. It could be something that there's like how many. Like I gotta hear about 20 different types of kiwi. Stop it.
Oh, that would be. Awful.
That would be annoying. Right. So I'm glad it's like bread. That's good.
Yeah, bread is it? Yeah, because bread's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bread's cool.
I mean, there's a ceiling, but there is for everything.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
there's certain things I wouldn't like think anybody would be that interested in. I wouldn't talk about it.
Kiwi.
Kiwi?
But, yeah, probably.
I was
not.
trying to think of something that would be obscure enough. And that's what
Kiwi's
I came up
pretty
with.
good.
Okra.
Because I wouldn't say.
I don't mind kiwi.
Because I wouldn't say apples because not around here.
You're right. Yeah.
Because I could seriously talk about apples because I have very strong opinions about
Well,
apples.
and there's like a gazillion types.
Right.
So
Like,
you
I
could,
would say
you could
apples- yeah, apples
no, I
around
wouldn't
here.
have said apples.
No, because everybody's
There's
got
a million types. Absolutely.
And people around here have very strong opinions about it.
Okay, this is so random. Now that you bring up apples. So the
Granny Smiths, I love them.
I understand. So the food stand,
Macintosh.
the mutual aid, the food stand
I don't know. It's the first thing that came to mind.
that Eve and I put food in it every week. We've been doing it since the pandemic.
Yep. Because y'all are awesome.
We go to we mostly use Aldi's, and we'll go Saturday after she gets off work, and we pretty much get the same generally. I mean, like there's a core of things we get the same thing every week, right? And one of the things is some kind of apples, and Aldi's does have a variety.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
How come Aldi's? I'm just curious.
it tends to be cheaper.
Is that the okay? No other reason.
Well,
fine.
but that's where we shop anyway.
I'm just
I mean,
curious.
like,
No,
well,
if there was
here,
another advantage,
it's
I'm just
literally the
curious.
closest place to
And
shop
it's
here.
closest to this
Okay.
house.
It's
and
pretty close. Yeah.
Even and I won't do Wegmans just for we've. Talked
I don't
about
have
Wegmans.
Aldi's.
I go
close to
there
me.
for a few things here and there, but mostly I don't.
Right.
It's too
I have
exp-
not-
even if
I've never
it's too
been to an
expensive.
Aldi.
and that's the
anyway.
expense. So again, this is something we're using our own money to do this, and we probably average about $80 a week. I mean, we can.
However, I
which
have
is
one of the
awesome.
few local grocery stores still open near me.
What? What is?
Harrima's.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
So I go there as
Yeah.
often as I can. So,
So,
go ahead. I was just curious
yeah,
because I may
so-
drive to an Aldi's if I can. But
but I will never. I don't. And when we go, I always make sure there's a bag of apples each week. Mm-hmm. Right. And,
Well, apples will last for a while too.
Right. Well, again,
Yeah.
I know it's not always.
but aren't they mostly sugar? No.
They're
Lots of
natural
fiber.
sugar and fiber.
is
They're-
is there?
It's
okay.
it's on the list for
Okay,
me
look,
for
so
cholesterol.
here's the thing.
My bad.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
no, this is not a bad thing to talk about. So I am donating this food to people in the hood.
Oh, so that's what you get it for. I thought you get it for yourself.
No.
No.
This is so. Within what we buy, there's always some kind of apple-y thing. Apples.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
'cause
And-
lots of people eat apples.
and
I
like less
feel
people eat
that's-
apples.
Oh,
They last
the
for a
more
long
fresh food.
time.
Never mind. Forget
Right.
I said
Yeah.
anything because if it's fresh food, 100%.
I do the best
Yeah.
I can to
Yes.
do that. Then again, there's also when like in wintertime, we will get I know my family will be shocked, although they'll be shocked yet disappointed. I actually put things I will put hot dogs in there because it's winter
Well, it's
and
winter.
they'll keep.
It'll be fine.
They will
Like,
keep.
I will not
yes.
do that in the summer. Right.
Totally makes sense. Why would you do that?
If it's kind of on sale because it's kind of expensive, we'll put butter in there, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and then instead of canned vegetables, in the winter we do frozen
Which are-
because it's better for you. It's there's no salt in it.
Yep.
There, but in the summer, obviously, I'm not putting.
gotta be canned.
It's got to be canned.
Gotta be canned,
Right?
yep.
It's better that than having no veggies. But we also put fresh.
Yep.
There's always carrots.
But it'll spoil quick. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
well, carrots
But
won't.
honestly-
Celery's pretty good.
As of right now,
Yeah.
it-
I mean, right now
there
it's
ha-
cold
it
out.
is
It's everything's going to be fine.
extremely rare when we pull up and we're not there the same time every week. We're not even there the same day every week. Sometimes it's Saturday, sometimes it's Sunday. There are always people. It's actually getting a little frustrating. I got people like on me reaching for shit. I can't even get it out of the bags to put into the food stand.
And they're taking it from you?
Yeah, it's just like
We have a
and
food
mass.
stand right there at work. There's a little, well, I don't know if it's, you call it, it's where you just
Yeah.
put the food in. People can
It's-
come and take what they want.
And
There's one right in the parking lot.
There's
where I
sometimes
work.
there's folks who are really polite and they're awesome, but some folks are just like so.
Do you think it's people that really need it? Or
Oh,
do you
yeah,
think there's
absolutely.
people
Yeah,
that
yeah,
go
yeah.
that
Yeah.
just
No, they
take?
don't.
Well, it's
okay.
And again, local reference. It's a neighborhood where I grew up. It's the corner of Dale and Remington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's nobody there who does not
Who
need
doesn't
the food.
need that food?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because sometimes I wonder if people go there knowing that people are dropping off free food, and that people that don't necessarily need it will go there because they know it's free food.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Okay,
And take
in that
from the people that
neighborhood-
really need
in
it.
that
Oh,
neighborhood,
okay.
even if they have SNAP or a little bit, first of all, they keep decreasing what you can get for food
Yeah, I
stamps.
know.
There's
I
that.
heard.
But also, you know what? I would rather you take that food then than use the what little money you do have to pay the rent
Okay.
or whatever. So I'm fine with it. I don't. That's in
Okay.
that. I don't care. So anyway, I was getting to the apples. No matter what, I just won't. No, I don't care if they're the cheapest kind of apples that week because I always look to see whatever's the
Mm-hmm.
their prices are always changing from week to week. I will not get Red Delicious.
You won't?
No,
they're gross.
They're gross. Well, they're not gross. They have no flavor whatsoever.
They're awful. And you know what's funny about it? No,
But they
my
do
mom,
give
'cause I love her.
fiber.
They're my mom's favorite.
Huh?
What the fuck does that? I don't
They
even
don't
know.
taste like anything.
They're terrible.
They're red.
I'll eat them before I'll eat Macintosh. Even though I said Macintosh.
I know Macintosh are terrible.
They are.
They're good
They're
for
mushy.
pies.
I don't remember. If
They're
I
good for
really-
pies. That's about it. They're not good. I can't stand Macintosh.
I'll eat Golden Delicious and
See,
Red
this is
Delicious.
why the Apple Store we would talk if you worked at the app, not that Apple Store.
If I worked at a store that sold tons
sold
and tons of different
apples.
kinds of apples. Oh yeah.
We would talk
In
about,
New York State, you cannot
although
get
to
away
be
with
honest,
that.
to be honest with you, we may have just done it just now. We might have been done, but bread, we could still keep talking about that.
Bread.
I don't know. All right, but you know what? Granny Smith's, cheese, some bread.
We're old.
That's a delicious meal.
Now,
right
if I'm gonna eat some fruit, it needs to be sweet.
there. Oh, you
no
really?
sour.
Oh, not at all. Oh, I like
some
sour.
kiwi?
I like sour stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I prefer sour.
Love it. Like sourdough.
Like
Oh,
red,
yeah, I want my.
well, Red Delicious are neither sour nor sweet. They're,
They're just
there.
nothing. They're just
yeah.
They're
Not
crunchy.
okay.
They're crunchy.
You
That's
have
the
not
only thing they
eaten
have.
the correct
Then
Red
they
Delicious.
should be called Red Crunchies.
That's
what
really
they should be called.
they should be called Red Crunchies.
You have
That's the
not
only thing
eaten a
going
Red
for 'em.
Delicious picked off of a tree. They are
I have. I don't think I've done.
delicious.
Rather eat the tree.
Actually, Golden Delicious are the way to go.
No, those are better.
Could
those
be.
Are good.
I
No,
don't
those are
Golden
good.
Delicious are the way to go.
We are such fucking dorks. But I also feel like if nobody doesn't understand when you live in New York State, especially you live in Western New York where we
apple
live,
connoisseurs.
we are apple. This is apple country.
It
even
is.
though-
So I used to make
We
homemade
have very
applesauce,
strong opinions
and I used to
about it.
can applesauce. And my applesauce was made with five different apples. And I would make
Oh, that's
applesauce, and then I
awesome.
would make applesauce that was partly chunky, and my applesauce never added sugar to it. But my
You don't need
applesauce,
to.
you could dump it into an apple pie crust. You didn't have to add a darn thing to it. Top it. It's the
girl.
best thing ever.
Love
I
it.
don't
But
like applesauce.
I would go apple picking, then make my applesauce from what I just freshly picked.
It's weird. I don't like applesauce.
I was the
Not even
Susie
like a
Homemaker.
chunky one, or
no, I'm just kidding. Not
just
a
the
Susie
texture.
Homemaker, but-
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just not my jam. No pun intended.
No. So 3 different, actually. So there's different ways. My grandmother used to make the applesauce. You know, pink applesauce. You know how you make pink applesauce? You leave the
Leave
So
the peel
like
in.
peel in it,
pink
but you use
champagne?
the grinder thing it. And then you can do chunky, and then you can do regular, where you actually peel it and then mush it and all that.
But Dave won't eat it because he doesn't like it.
I don't know.
So my kids
all
wouldn't
right.
eat it, so you do the crust and all that.
It's no. Don't be offended. I don't eat anybody's applesauce.
I don't eat applesauce. I don't even eat apple pie, and I used to make it all the time.
Oh, I'll eat apple pie.
I only eat the pie crust
I like
with the
applesauce
flavoring
and
of the
apple
sauce.
pie. I like apple things a lot. So yeah,
So no, but I was the queen of the apple pie.
Were you doing Forrest Gump? Because it kind of sounded like that.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what I was
Wood
doing.
shrimp.
That's what it
fried
kind of is.
shrimp.
I
That
was
Oh,
already
I
thinking
don't
about
even
the
know that
shrimp.
I was thinking that.
That was Bubba.
That's what it sounded
I
like.
wasn't thinking it.
Bubba. Boiled shrimp.
Well, you hit
fried
it there a little
shrimp.
bit.
Oh,
Just
thank
saying.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Cool. Good times.
Good times. Good times. Sweaty balls.
So,
What you got there, Dave?
well, okay. Can I change it up? Can we go to?
Do whatever the fuck you
some
want.
political stuff?
Yeah,
Well,
let's
no,
do political
unless you were talking about
No,
bread.
I'm good.
and,
I'm good.
apples
I
and-
like my job. It's great. Y'all should go to local bakeries wherever you live and buy
Yes.
local bread.
Well, I used to work
Period.
at a local coffee shop, and we used to get our pastries and everything from local bakeries
Yeah,
in
man.
the area.
Do
So,
that. Do
awesome.
that. Go to the local
Absolutely loved it.
places
I
that
love,
make it.
love, and support as
drinking local
many
beer.
local
You're drinking
stuff
local beer.
Sorry,
from
I don't know
as
where
Jenny.
much as we could,
I don't know where your wine came from.
or as much as we can.
But I do drink when I do drink wine, which is not very often. I do often buy New York
Local?
State wine. I do buy. I mostly buy New York.
Well,
State
my favorite
wine.
was
We have a lot
Bully
of
Hill.
great-
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, I don't
Was?
like Bully Hill.
Well, I don't drink wine very often. Only here.
I don't like wine.
I thought that's what you drink.
I don't drink often.
Oh, just
So
in
when she
general.
does, it's wine.
Oh,
When
okay.
I only drink here because of the medications I take. You're not supposed to drink
No, you
Carrie.
often. You're supposed to drink often.
It's just
Once a week is okay.
Okay, so I don't. So you're not drinking for me. You
No, I hold off all my drinking for here.
You know what? I'm gonna accept. I'll take that.
Thank you.
Aw, that's really sweet.
Aw. Otherwise, I
You're
just drink
special.
vodka.
I am.
I don't consider vodka drinking. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Oh, you're that person.
Ooh, okay then.
no, I used to always drink wine. That's why I said used to. Wine gives me there's more sugar in wine, so
True.
I don't drink it as much. Since
Is there something I don't remember if we had this conversation? Is there something you would prefer?
I love wine. I just
Oh,
know it
okay.
has more sugar.
Okay.
And it's just not as good for you. But it's a
Then
treat.
what?
So I hold it for here because this is my fun
Wait, it's
time.
not good for you. Then what?
Vodka doesn't have as much sugar. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's true.
Would you rather have vodka? I don't care.
No, to me this is treat.
Okay.
This is her
This
treat.
fun.
All right, I'm
This
just-
is her once a week
all right.
treat.
Yes, this is my once a week treat.
Well, usually when we have guests on who we haven't had before, like
Mm-hmm.
not on Zoom, I mean in the room, I do say like we tend to partake in adult beverages. Do you have a preference? That's why I have a fucking bottle of whiskey downstairs because somebody was supposed to come on the show and
Mm-hmm.
Did not.
they will.
Let's just say
seem
if you
to will
start
not.
if you start serving me vodka, I don't know if I'll always drive home.
I know that's what I was thinking. Like you're
Well,
probably
sure.
safe for drinking the wine.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I used to make pictures of Cosmos every Friday night.
Oh, geez.
Ooh,
then-
girl.
oh, okay.
With the neighborhood.
We don't have to do this
No, but
now.
still.
Actually, all right.
Woo.
You know, I'm gonna go to because I do have a segue now, and I'm going to apologize. I've been thinking about this.
Are you you're not going to be the king of segues?
No, this one will. This is a segue.
okay.
But I mean, I'm going to bring up something, and I know we're talking about this again. I think we talked about it last week, and it's not for months away, but this is a thing, and actually, this is a kind of timely thing. So, when we're done with the show, I know you've given me your email address before, and I can't seem to find it, so I'm going to need it again because I got to forward you something I got from the Erotic Arts Festival.
Okay.
You can, which I sent to you.
Yep,
right?
I saw it.
And I was a little bummed they sent to the wrong email.
Yeah,
whatever.
I saw the
So,
email,
but on that, I quickly looked. I didn't look at the schedule. There are amazing things that I'm going to go to, especially because we're staying there.
Mm-hmm.
At least you and I are staying there both nights. That I definitely want to check out. And also,
Yeah, definitely we should do that.
yeah. Well, did you look
totally.
at some of the things?
No, I got home kind of
No, that's what I'm
late,
just-
so I
there's
didn't
like-
do it. I was
There's stuff where you
exhausted.
get to do art. Do it, not look at it. You got to look at this list. This is some different shit.
Art stuff. Oh my God. I went to Toronto once.
Oh my
Yes.
god, is there like arts and crafts? Oh my god, are they gonna have like arts and crafts?
Well, actually, there is one with like the little kid stuff. You know what I mean? The
Mm-hmm.
like the little adorable one type stuff. There's that where you can do like, but there's like a
I don't know. I would still do that though.
no, but there's like a erotic collage. I know. I
I
thought of
love
you.
collage.
I know you do.
I
That's
took
why
a
I brought
collage
it.
class.
That's why I brought it
Collage
up.
class.
So
I
there's
love-
that.
Oh my god, it was so much fun. I
There's
loved
a
it.
couple other things that I definitely want to go to. And so.
I'm so
but
excited.
one of the things on there, Karen, this is where I'm going with this, is that they talked about how they're 3/4 of the way sold out for tickets. So if you make it, you're gonna have to make that decision.
Well, I want to go, so I need to buy my ticket.
So that's
Yeah.
why I gotta forward you. I'll
Yes.
forward you the link. Okay.
Well, I already went on the website, so.
Oh, well, then you have that. Then you're fine. But you should go sooner than later if that's okay.
Ooh, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Even if I'm not staying overnight, I can still buy my ticket. So
Yeah.
what you're saying is buy my tickets now.
And then we'll
because
figure out.
on the website it said that the tickets are available up until March.
At the discounted price, then there's another.
So basically, the way they made it sound is like, no worries. But what you're saying is, yeah,
Okay,
worry.
Hold on. I got this right here.
I would
I'm sorry.
buy
We're
it
doing this
now.
on the
Yeah.
show. I hope you
I'd
don't
buy it
mind.
now.
I hope you don't mind. We're doing
No,
this
no.
on-
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go home tonight and just buy them.
Yes, because here's I can tell you right now. Deadlines.
No, I'm just going to do it tonight. Not a problem.
Early bird pricing will be active until March 2nd. Ticket sales
March
end
2nd. I said 22nd.
Ticket sales end April 2nd, and there will be no passes available at the door. We are currently 2/3 sold out.
Phew. Yeah. No, I'll do it
That's
tonight.
why I wanted to make sure I told you that.
Yeah, because what I'm going to do is then I'll make my decision on whether I get a hotel later, because worst case scenario,
Well, we already talked about that.
yeah, because I think I'm just going to plan on just driving.
Well, not if
And
you're having
then-
vodka.
Correct.
So
No.
let's
And that's the worst case scenario.
we'll
I
talk.
Just,
We'll
I
chat
just
about
crash
it.
somewhere.
Yeah, we'll talk.
But let me get my tickets now.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it tonight because I
So-
really do.
Very exciting.
Like I told you, I need to do this. I need to do this.
There's
I
some-
need to
fun.
branch out.
There's
I gotta do
there's some
stuff.
really cool stuff that not just talking to folks
Like I
as
said,
we're
I went
sitting at
through
the
all of-
table. There's some amazing things that we're going to be able to go to that we'll be able to talk about and bring to you. And
I really want to talk to people. Like I want to interview, like not interview, but I want to.
Yeah, that's what we do. It's
That's
awesome.
kinda-
No, it's fun.
I have tried.
It'll
to
be my
ask-
first,
I've
so.
tried to ask the people who are doing workshops and stuff like that to come over to our table,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of them have said, yeah, and then we don't see them. They just get busy with their shit and they forget that we exist. So we don't get like the presenters and stuff, the workshop people, but just the people that are attending come by that are always quite interesting.
That's what I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to.
And
Didn't we get a performer?
oh yeah, the performers,
We've had
because they walk
performers.
by.
Yeah,
yeah,
we've
yeah.
had performers on the show
Yeah.
on there.
So I want to get that out of the way. Okay. So speaking of you drinking and driving kind of things, so that was a segue. Now I'm stopping.
Now there's no
segue.
No more segues.
No more segues.
I can sleep in my car. I
there's
can
no-
do that.
you're not sleeping
No,
in
you're
your
not gonna sleep in your
Good
car.
Lord. Okay, so let me go because we were talking about before the show a little bit Trumpy things, and then also I'm not going to rehash all that because there was something I said I wanted to bring up. Just wanted to point something out. Last week there were the confirmation hearings for Marco Rubio. For Secretary of State, or was it Defense? One of those things.
No,
where
he's
you-
not defense. The head.
What was it? Okay,
No,
I want to
he's-
say
no,
hedgehog,
state.
but I know
No,
it's
he's
not
state.
hedgehog.
then
No, it's
state.
state.
It was
It's
something.
state.
It was something
Yeah,
we
it's
would interact
state.
with other countries.
Yeah, it's state.
And if you know who Marco Rubio is, you probably cringed or whatever, right? You adjusted your butt plug or whatever. And just to let you know, he was affirmed
course he was.
99-0.
What?
That includes your savior Bernie. Voted for Marco Rubio. So when people say to me, "Oh, we have to worry about the Supreme Court," look, I already put a blog post up at stuartpedasso.com. You can go look for it about how Democrats have voted for the shittiest Supreme Court justices and voted for them, like Scalia. And I've already done that. They confirmed these assholes 99-0, right? Chuck Schumer. To all your Democratic
Yeah,
senators.
Chuck Schumer put out there that he was talking very excited about doing some bipartisan stuff. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
So like if
you.
you say that because you just want to say it so that you don't start a brawl first day, just say nothing.
That's my feeling. Don't
Right.
fucking say anything.
You don't have to say this guy sucks. I'm pissed that he went through whatever. Just say nothing. That's all. That's fine.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away.
But I'm just pointing that out. We don't have to go in depth on it. Y'all can do your own math with that sort of shit. And
Because
so,
that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for you to be the bigger person, try and make things nice,
okay, but that's what I'm saying.
and show you to be the weaker one. And that's what they
they're gonna
just did.
Run right over you.
They just did it.
So-
That's exactly what they did.
You know, I was raised.
Or I think that it's just because they all get funded by the same rich people. I just think they put on different masks, right? And I mean, yeah, I don't want to go. I was just because I want to get to some local stuff. I have some interesting local stuff that I wanted to talk about. So we can go into more national stuff at another time because we're We're at 53 minutes.
Oh, then let's talk about local
because we
stuff.
talked about apples for a while.
We talked about what?
Apples. We did.
Not in a bad way. I'm just
I
saying.
know, we're passionate about apples.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
I got
it's
some more
fine.
to talk about Red Delicious. Hang
Okay,
on.
well, we could maybe we'll do an after show for our Patreon people.
People who want
really,
apples.
Yeah, you
want
get
to talk
sign
more
up.
about apples.
We tried that for about 3 weeks. We would do extra show for Patreon, and I would be too drunk at the end, and I'm not fucking editing this shit anymore.
But that's what makes it better.
Yeah.
In a way, it's kind of funnier. Anyway, I'm sorry.
okay.
Yes, sir.
So, as I mentioned earlier, and if you've been listening to the show, you know I am running for city council here in Rochester. And last night, I just thought, I put this on my social media. You may have seen it. And by the way, most of my social media, not Blue Sky, which I might have made a mistake on that one, but most of my social media that's just me personally, but 9/10 of my social media tends to be for activism -- political stuff anyway. So
I mean, it's just it's how you roll.
that's what I do. Is Dave for Change. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram are the main ones. There is Blue Sky now, but that is a little bit of a different name, and that was a goof. I'm going to see if I can change it.
I know. So maybe you can change it.
I might have hit my head. So anyway, I put it on my social media last night. So last night I went to something that they do at city council every month. So they have a city council meeting where they vote for stuff. They have bills and they vote for them. And there's committee meetings where they do all the talking and hashing stuff out. But this is relatively recent in terms of the history of Rochester. Maybe a couple years, I don't know exactly, where before the city council meetings, you would sign up to talk and you'd have 2 minutes. And they would schedule like about an hour, and then they do the city council business. Well, it got to be because people were getting so pissed at them that the line would be so long to speak that they wouldn't get to the business till like 8, 9 o'clock. And so they went, okay, we can't. They don't want to sit there all night. No comment.
Stop sucking.
Yeah, I say no comment.
They haven't figured out like maybe you suck less.
Well, I'm going to get to the sucking in just a second. I'll save that for the erotic as well.
Wow, that was one of those moments. I'm like, man, I wish we had a camera because your face was hilarious.
Okay, so they switched it. So now they do on a Thursday, they just have speak to council. That's all they do. You sign up to go speak, and the city council members are supposed to be there, right? All 9 of them to listen to you. They are not to respond. And even though people try to get them to respond, they are not. And they tell you at the beginning, we are not going to respond to anything you say. We are here to listen. And it's people sign up. And even people who don't live in the city, but they get put at the end, which I'm going to get to in a second. Mm-hmm. So last night was speak to council. Oh, and then the next Tuesday is when the regular city council meeting, they come in, they vote on everything. They all vote 9-0, and then they go and, speaking of sucking. So yesterday was Thursday, and that was speak to council night. But because this year is local elections, and there are 5 of the 9 seats open, which I am running for, right? So I just got to come in the top 5. It was speak to council night. There are legislative districts. The county and the city are broken up into legislative districts. And the way the Democratic Party works here in Rochester, and this goes party by party, and wherever you live, the rules are different. They have committees, and if you're running for something and you want to run as a Democrat and you want the Democratic line, if you want them to support you, then you have to get all the committees to pick you. And look, I couldn't even tell you this calculus. They have the most fucked up weighted system that screws black people in the city to how the committees, how much weighting they have. It's so fucking...
No way!
Reporters have talked about this. They do it every 2 years when they have local elections, and nobody changes it. So anyway...
How can that be so when we have a black mayor?
Well...
Sorry, I know. I'm being an asshole.
Most
of the city is black. Imagine how...
I know, the majority of
as
the city
songs
are black
go,
people.
all brothers ain't brothers, some are devils undercover. Right. So it was speak to council night, and 2 of the legislative districts had their candidate forums on speak to council night. Not 1, 2 legislative districts. So there were 4 out of the 5 city council members showed up for that, and 1 of them left in the middle to go to this thing.
Yeah.
And I pointed this out.
Yeah, I saw that. I did
Yeah.
see your. I saw your.
Yeah,
And I had a
post.
picture
Yeah, I
of
saw
all
it.
these
Yep,
empty seats.
Yep.
And
All the empty
that's
seats.
who came to listen to their constituents. They went to the legislative meeting so that they could run for office
Instead of
being there for speak to
Listen
council.
to the people.
So I got to admit, now the city council members are kind of put in a spot, right? I get it. Now, if I were a Democrat and I was on city council, at least one of them isn't going to happen. I would have went to city council and sent a surrogate, right? Because I know candidate forums, some candidates, something happens, they send a surrogate to go speak for them.
But a surrogate is better than an empty seat.
Right. Well, no, I would have sent a surrogate couldn't have sat at city council. I would have sent them to the legislative meeting.
Oh, that's what
The
you
delegate
mean.
meeting, yeah.
Sorry. Okay, gotcha.
But so they're in a bad spot. But it's the local Democratic Party that said, "Oh, this is fine. We'll have our candidates meetings. Who gives a shit?" Because
constituents don't matter.
yeah, because they're the ruling party. They have been for 40 plus years. There hasn't been a non-Democrat. I thought it was 50. My friend Alex corrected me. He said it's only in the 40s. I'm going to do that research to see if he finally made a mistake. But either way, it's 40.
Alex doesn't make mistakes. You're silly.
Oh no, he does
Maybe a
on occasion. But
I feel like I thought there was a Republican some point in my.
there
my
was in the
lifetime.
70s, and then he said there was one in the early 80s.
That's what I'm thinking of. I think.
Okay, well, I'm going to go look it up. But
Okay.
but that resulted in more chicanery. Chicanery, is that how you say
I
it?
don't know.
Shittiness. More
Shitty
sucking.
shit.
More
More
suckiness.
sucking.
Yeah. So this Republican won in, local reference, in the Charlotte area. The Charlotte area used to have its own district, and it was small. And they tend to roll towards the Republican side.
Republican,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Didn't it used to be Greece?
I don't know. That's
Charlotte
going
used to be
with it.
part of Greece for a while, didn't
Could
it?
be, but so this guy who's Republican won, and the Democrats were like, "Oh fuck, we can't have this happen." So they put it in the charter, so the district merged with the district next to it and became a huge district that was more Democrat. And so now, since then, there hasn't been a Republican in that thing in forever, but there hasn't been a non-Democrat winning in the city for over 40 years.
That's fucked
What
up.
is Greece? Is Greece Democrat or Republican?
It tends to roll Republican.
It tends to.
So okay,
Yeah, Charlotte
so
used to be Greece.
So I'm telling you that, and then I also just wanted to tell you this quick, because this is more of a funny thing, that speak to council, and I'm bringing back an old friend, a reference to an old friend. So there's you call ahead of time to sign up to be on the list, right? And there was 35 speakers, and the first speaker, I was about in the middle. The first speaker. You don't know
with
this.
K?
No, you don't know this person. Just wait,
okay.
wait for my story.
I thought it was
So,
gonna be like Kevin. I thought it was gonna laugh.
will you wait for my story?
I'm sorry.
taking
I'm so
the-
sorry.
So the first person was this guy who insisted that good cause eviction legislation that just got passed that doesn't let you get evicted from your apartment for no fucking reason. You have to have a reason to evict somebody. You would think
Crazy.
you'd think that'd be illegal, but whatever.
Yeah.
But it is now. That was Marxist and was created by Karl Marx. And Karl Marx was a bankrupt philosopher, and he was the cause of every dictatorship that's ever existed on Earth.
Oh, where'd he go to school? Sorry.
I don't know.
We don't know. Like I don't know.
So
where
that
we're
was
in
the
this.
first guy.
That was interesting.
The second guy, the last guy, so we got bookends, was COVID Kevin. See, that's why you shouldn't have said it. Was COVID Kevin.
Look how much
Yeah.
I figured that though.
Yes,
I
was
knew it.
COVID Kevin.
Who's COVID Kevin?
I'll tell you about it later.
We talked about COVID Kevin on this show
yeah.
so many times. So
And it was COVID Kevin, who doesn't live in the city. He lives in the place where life is worth living. And he was going on and on about the
I
Illuminati.
still see him on occasion on Facebook.
He shows up to city meetings. He shows up. Well, I'm not going to make that many local references. He shows up to meetings in the city, and he doesn't live there. He will just go to anything to rant about the Illuminati and just crazy ass shit. And he did that last night. And then sprinkled in there amongst the 35 were me and other people talking about
Things that actually are important.
sweeping. Well, but there were some nut jobs in there too.
Okay,
I shouldn't say that, but
there were.
there was the Karl Marxy people. There was some interesting folks, but no, there were people talking about, because it's wintertime, and they even did it on Christmas or the day before Christmas when they swept an homeless encampment. And when they sweep those things, they kick them out of their
In the
encampments.
middle of fucking
in the winter too, they throw away their shit. They take their shit and throw it away.
I know. It's so gross.
Where do they put them?
They don't put them in. It's not their problem.
That's like they
tell them to go to shelters that are already full or won't take them for 18 different reasons. Most of the shelters, the homeless shelters, are run by churches who don't like the gay. They make it single sex because they think you're going to fornicate because you're a sinner.
Right.
So they make it single sex. So you can't, if you're a couple, you can't go into a shelter with your partner.
Right.
They won't if you're homeless and you have a pet. You can't take your pet.
Take your pet. Like, what are you going to do?
If you're on medication, you either can't take your medication in there or they take it from you.
So if you're on a
Whatever.
maintenance medication, you're screwed.
You're screwed. So if you are homeless, shelters might even be an option, even if there were beds. And actually, that's one of the things I'm running on, which you can see at daveorchange.org. But anyway, and I totally made my, and that's what I called out. And my 2 minutes. Because I used to be, when I'd go to this thing, I'd have it written out and I would practice and I'd time it because you only got 2 minutes. And then I'd change it and type it and I'd go from that. And then I got to the point where, okay.
That's amazing.
I don't need
I'm
that.
actually really impressed by that, though.
Well, why?
Wow, that's just like so detailed and stuff. It's impressive.
Well, a lot of folks do. Rome was there. He did it. That's what he had it written out. And then I got to the point where, okay, I don't need to do that anymore. I'll just put bullet points. So I come up with an index card. Now I just kind of, on the drive there,
Kind of figure it out.
I kind of figure it out. And then if anybody says anything before me, I will make it up on the fly. So when I walked up there, I kind of knew where I was going, but I just kind of whatever came out of my mouth.
Gotcha.
Generally. But that's when I knew where I was going. I'm looking at these empty seats and I was like, hey, I was going to talk about solutions like you guys know that I do. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about politics. And then I railed into them and the Democratic Party. And they're all Democrats. And the funny thing is, two of the people who were there last night, their seats are up. And they have decided not to run for re-election. And
Are one of the ones I already knew?
I don't know. You can say that. Who?
Stanley?
No, Stanley's running.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Because I thought she wasn't going to run.
No. Okay. That one time she wasn't sure, but no, she's running.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Willie Lightfoot, I know, sorry, local, and Kim Smith.
Oh, those are the ones who aren't running.
Right.
Okay.
And I bring that up because so everything's done and people are milling about talking amongst themselves and pairs and some people are going up and talking to the legislators to kind of quote unquote lobby and shit for their stuff. The Illuminati and Marx, I don't know. They left. But both of them at different times called me out, waved me down, or Kim came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder. And because I also mentioned, I didn't announce it there, but I mentioned that I'm running too, and here's my website for the people in the audience. And congratulated me. Kim talked to me for a minute about how the good stuff that I've done, and Willie, who I may even have run against him before. I don't
think
remember.
you have run against him before.
Yeah, maybe 2013.
That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah. He was like, good luck, man. God bless you. I wish you luck. Like sincere kind of thing.
Sincere, yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, which was cool.
That's nice. That's
Because
nice
I
to hear.
really don't agree with him much of
No,
anything.
I was thinking. I wasn't going to say anything,
Yeah.
but I'm like, yeah, you guys are.
Yeah, right.
Not on the same.
So
page.
that was cool
that's nice.
But what Kim kind of said was like, she didn't say it in these words. But I shouldn't even say I'll say it off the air. I don't want to put words in her mouth in a recorded thing.
Of course.
Anyway,
but it was nice that they both said something.
without question,
that's
absolutely,
lovely. It is really nice,
even if they are stinking lousy Democrats. So that was interesting, and woo, we're way over.
We're so over. I can tell we're over.
All right, so screw it. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Because I do have one more thing I got to talk to you guys specifically about, but it doesn't have to be on the show.
Okay.
It's all about the campaign.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
Okay.
It's an easy thing.
Okay. I have an idea for you for your campaign.
Sweet. All right.
He loves that.
I
You
do.
love ideas.
No, God, I do. So we'll be back next week. Do you know what you're working next weekend?
Nope.
We don't know when, but we'll figure it out.
We will
somehow.
figure it out somehow, some way.
I will say this, boy. I am in full campaign mode because I will look at a week and go, and I'll tell Eve like on Sunday, oh man, my week's, there's not a lot happening. I think I'm good. And then by the next day, yeah, I'm not going to be home 3 nights this week. Maybe the 4th one. It's like, oh, here's a thing on opioids. I went to that, which was fucking amazing, by the way.
Oh, I heard it's going down.
What?
Overdoses.
Well, I don't know what the
Damn it! I
numbers
knew
are.
that was too good. to
Well, okay,
be
maybe,
true.
but maybe down by a little, but it's still happening. And we could talk about
Well, no,
this.
I know it's still happening,
Yeah.
but the trend is going down. Is what I
Homelessness.
heard.
Another thing on homelessness. This neighborhood association.
Oh, I have a
meeting,
feeling
all this
homelessness
shit.
is going to be skyrocketing sometime
They just
soon.
announced it's doubled in New York State in the last 2 years.
Yep.
Doubled.
Yep.
Doubled.
Damn. I have a feeling in the next couple of years it's going to
Yeah, it's gonna
skyrocket.
be bad.
So we'll be back next week. Don't know when, don't know how, but I'm just saying like some Saturdays and some. Well, Fridays are really shitty days to do door to door. They're no one's home. It's been my experience. No one's home on
Door to
Fridays
door
after
for
work.
what?
We're talking to
Talking to
peeps.
people. Not
Talking to
now.
the
It's
peeps.
winter, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I'm just talking in general.
Oh.
Fridays you don't tend to have neighborhood association meetings on Fridays. There's not a lot of events that are activisty, community based. I mean, there's like a band playing shit like that, or hey, this neighborhood association meeting's having a potluck dinner, which that's fine, but I don't have to fucking go to that.
Yeah, fuck that.
They'll probably have red delicious apples and bad bread.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Red Delicious. I'm going.
Well, then
Sorry.
you can go. You can be my.
I'll make
surrogate.
applesauce.
You can be my surrogate.
I'll make applesauce.
I'm here for Dave. He wouldn't come and eat your lousy apples.
You know what? We got to talk about this door to door thing. That's it. I think you need to rethink that.
Not do it,
Aren't you a little nervous about that these days?
bro. I've been doing it for 20 years.
I know. You have to do it. You have to do it.
Okay.
I've been doing it for
No, locally
Ever.
you have to do it.
Haven't you heard about Okie dokie then?
Okay, I've been in every neighborhood you're afraid to go in.
I'm not afraid of neighborhoods. I'm afraid of. Okay, that's not. We'll talk.
All right,
I think
I'll
you're
hit
you're
stop.
misunderstanding me.
Okay.
You're misunderstanding me.
All
That's
right.
not it.
So we'll be back next week with something.
I don't know. One days.
Yeah,
one of those days.
StuartBedasco.com. You can listen to the radio station. It's playing right now. It'll be playing when you go to bed. It'll be playing when you wake up. It's always there as long as I'm willing to pay $60 every month to have it go. Go listen to it.
Go listen.
Yeah, check out the
Listen.
website, dayforchange.org. Well, actually, I'll do the short version quick because I'll do it for people listening. Look, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll just stick with those for right now. The triumvirate, the shitty fascist triumvirate. Dave for Change is the handle for all of those. If you can, no matter where you live, go to any of those, like stuff, share it if you can, drive the algorithm up. That'll help get it out to people in Rochester. That will help. It's just, well, I don't say just as good, but it's as helpful like you're contributing or you're here to vote for me. It's to get that message out so that I don't have to spend because I am fundraising and I already have done so already and I'll be doing more, but that money that I get can go to other things as opposed to paying Zuckerberg for
To
sponsorship.
yeah.
Because they really won't, that my numbers are really low because they know I have that business account for Meta. They want me to pay for it.
Yeah,
for it
my
to get out
numbers
there.
are low too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to at some point, and that's actually a great thing we can talk about
We'll
sometime
talk about that, yeah.
paying Zuckerberg and Musk to do shit, to put your stuff up, which I don't want to, but I know I'm going to have to some degree. But if y'all will go out there and like and share stuff,
Pay
I
to
won't
play.
have to do it as much, right? So it'll actually take money out of their pockets to some degree.
We love that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And look,
Yeah.
I'm not giving them thousands. I don't have thousands, but it will be hundreds at some point later in the campaign. So you can help me lessen how much money I give to those douchebags by going to Day for Change at those three big ones and just sharing, liking, whatever you can do.
And it doesn't cost you a thing.
Yes, it does not cost you a thing.
Free.
Right? You may end up then getting ads in the side for Red Delicious apples, but you'll be fine.
You'll get over
And
it.
bread.
And bread. Well, that's not bad. If it's good bread.
That's a good thing.
Unless it's
Sourdough bread.
Wonder bread. Yeah, no.
Good sourdough bread.
All right,
But
All right.
Kacha.
we gotta go. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
You owe thousands of dollars in taxes, and the government wants their money. Or do they? The U.S. government spends almost $1 trillion every year on the military, and they're under pressure to spend less on bombs and planes and more on healthcare and education. And this is where you benefit. Call American Tax Assassin now, and we'll negotiate an agreement between you and the government. The government forgives what you owe, and you kill black and brown people for them. The more people you kill, the less you have to pay. It's win-win for you white folks, and you get to travel to such exotic places as Yemen, Syria, Somalia, and Venezuela.
I owed $12,000 to the IRS, and all I had to do was go stab some people in Haiti, and I'm free. Thank you, American tax assassins.
Call us now at 1-800-545-5829. That's 1-800-KILL-TAX. The government was going to kill them anyway, so why not rid yourself of this unfair tax burden? That's 1-800-KILL-TAX. Call American Tax Assassins right away.